Hello, everyone. It's your girl, Chiquis, and you've reached the voicemail box for Dear Chiquis. I'm here to give you advice on anything and everything you need help with. Maybe you're going through a breakup. Maybe you're having issues with your family. Or maybe you need help figuring out how to balance your checkbook or how to start a business. Whatever the case is, I want to hear from you. Remember, these are my thoughts and opinions, and if you're suffering from an issue or hardship, you should seek help from a qualified professional. All right, now go ahead and leave your question at the sound of the beep.
Hello, my beautiful Chiquis. Here I am with my topic request for your podcast. I wanted to know a little bit more about the whole experience you had, emotional and actual financial, having to sell your mother's home from Encino, California. I know this was a house that she worked so hard for, and it was a dream, to give all of y'all the stability that she possibly could. Why is this question so important? Or I want to hear from it. I am currently living in my dream home that we built 2 years ago, me and my husband. Thankfully, we built out of pocket. We don't have a mortgage payment. But God, it hit me hard whenever I hit those tax notes at the beginning of the year. It kind of hit me where I'm like, is this something my kids could afford?
Hi, Vero. So it was definitely a hard decision for all of us, just because, like you said, it was my mom's dream home. She totally remodeled the house to accommodate all of her children. But yes, I just felt like it was unfair for the money that my mom had left to be spent on that house, especially if not all my siblings were there. You know what I mean? Like the property taxes and the water and the electricity is just so expensive. Even if we paid off the house, there's still the property taxes forever. And that's something that I'm learning now as a homeowner. And I've even thought, I'm not going to lie, guys, I've thought I'm just going to sell my house and go rent, because it is a lot of responsibility and it is expensive, especially living in California, which I don't think is fair, but that's another conversation. It was a very difficult decision, but my mom also taught us not to be emotionally attached to material things. So I remembered that and I said, you know what? I feel that the best thing would be to sell the house and distribute that money amongst my siblings evenly, and they can do as they please. And they all have their homes now. And I feel like that was the best decision. Now, I think that we grew up, as Latinos, knowing that it's so important to own your own home and that that's what you're going to leave your children. And I think it is. I think it is an important thing. But also having your own business or having financial freedom in that way. So anyways, I think your question was how we did it. I just felt like I thought about what was best for my siblings at that time. And I knew a lot of people weren't going to agree, but I know my mother well enough to know that she would want us to not have so much stress, and I want to think that she's okay with the decision. So, Vero, I hope that with me explaining all of that, you got the answer to your question. Okay, so our next question comes from an anonymous listener.
Hey, Chiquis. Just a question. Big sister to big sister. Sorry, that's my baby in the background. Where do you set your limits when it comes to helping your younger siblings? And is there a line that you won't let them cross? Also, how do you keep yourself, I don't know how to word it, but mentally strong? Because it can be kind of hard being the oldest sibling. Thank you. And love your podcast.
Hi, my anonymous, lovely listener. Look, being the eldest, being the older sister, there was a fine line between being a little too bossy and being an understanding sister. I had to learn that as I got older and as they got older, knowing that they're individuals, they're going to make mistakes, they're going to make their own decisions, and I have to stand back, respect it, and allow them to do so, and just let them know, hey, I'm here. If you need me, I'm here to guide you. I'm not one to tell anyone, especially my siblings, I told you so. It's just, okay, this is my opinion. I don't necessarily agree with this, but I am a firm believer in living and letting live. Live and let live. Huge. And now more so that my siblings ya están grandes. Johnny's 22, going on 23. So for me, one of the boundaries is also allowing me to do what I have to do. If you don't necessarily agree with the person that I'm with, that I'm dating, that's okay. but you're also and always going to be respectful to whoever I decide to have in my life, whether it be a friend, whether it be an employee, whether it be a partner. Like, I'm respectful with you guys, with who you want to be with or not be with, or who you want to hang out with. I always tell them, be cordial, be respectful. And that's like one boundary that I won't allow them to cross, because then it's too much. It's like intertwining a little too much. So that's my personal boundary. And staying mentally strong is just, you have to be firm in what you believe in. And there's a way of letting your siblings know, I don't accept this, I don't like this, in a nice way. It's all in how you deliver your message. You know what I mean? But staying firm. This is what I believe in. Ya de aquí no me van a mover. Unless you feel that it's necessary or you change or whatnot. I wish I had a little bit more of like a specific question to be able to answer that. But anyways, I hope that helped, okay? Thank you so much for your question. Now, our third question comes from Monica.
Hello, Chiquis. This is Monica. My question is, what does it take to become your personal assistant? How do you become your personal assistant?
Hi, Monica. Okay, well, what does it take to be my personal assistant? Definitely someone that doesn't take things personally. That's important. Just because I'm busy, I'm a type of person that's ultra focused, and sometimes I can come off as a little antisocial when I'm working, but it's because I'm in my head, I'm thinking, I have so much going on, and sometimes not necessarily that I'll snap, but it's just like I am like, hey, I don't like this or whatnot, and I just need someone that's not too sensitive around me. And I had to learn that as well, not to take things personally, because it's not an easy job being an assistant. I know that firsthand. And how to become my assistant? Well, I mean, honestly, I'm still trying to figure that out. You know, right now I have a new assistant and it's working out. And of course, it's going to take time for us to both feel completely comfortable and for us to get the rhythm of how we both work. But it's nice. And the good thing is that she's a grown woman and she doesn't take anything personally. And I knew her. So that's how it kind of happened. Then I was just asking people. I've never gone onto like a website and try to find an assistant that way. I need to have some familiarity with the person. So that's kind of how it happened. So that's kind of, I don't know, Monica. It's a weird question, but thank you. Thank you for your question. Okay, so our last question comes from Liz.
Hi, Chiquis. I was just wondering, how are you? And how's your thyroid doing? I haven't heard you speak about it anymore.
Hi, Liz. Very direct question. I like that. Okay. Well, my thyroid is good, I think. I take my medication every single day. I take Armor Thyroid. There are different ones, more like synthetic, I guess, ones. That one's like more of the natural one. I like gear more towards natural stuff. And I really want to find a holistic alternative, you guys. So if you know anyone or anything that you can recommend, please let me know. But it's good. I went down on my dosage, which is a good thing. But it's there. They say that I'm going to have to take it for the rest of my life. But I have faith that maybe I'll get tested and it's going to be all balanced. For those of you who might not be familiar with the thyroid or having some type of imbalance in your thyroid you can have hyperthyroidism or hypo. I had hypo, which means my thyroid gland, which is like in the throat area, was slower, which caused me to be more lethargic. I was a little bit more tired. I was gaining weight. Like, even though I was doing everything right with my diet, it was imbalanced. So what the medication does, it brings it to balance so that my body could just do its thing. And if I'm eating good and I'm working out, then I'm able to lose weight. And since I've been taking my medication, I feel just better. My mood is better. Like, sometimes I was just irritable and I didn't even know why. I was very moody. So now that I have it all under control, I feel a lot better. And when I don't take my medication, I can feel the difference. Liz, I loved your question. I really appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you all for leaving me your questions at speakpipe.com/Chiquis and Chill podcast. Most of today's questions focused on me, which is great, but I also want to hear from you. This is a safe space for all of us to share what we're going through, because in the end, we help others by sharing our stories. I'm really looking forward to hearing from you guys, and I'll see you next week. Los quiero mucho. This is a production of iHeartRadio and the My Cultura podcast network. Follow us on Instagram at My Cultura Podcast and follow me, Chiquis, that's CHIQUIS. For more podcasts from iHeart, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, and check us out on YouTube.